Next joint, that is elbow joint, articulatio cubici. Elbow joint, it is compound because how many bones? Three: humerus, ulna, and radius. That is compound joint. It is biaxial joint because one movement, that is flexion and extension, in which axis? What is this axis? Yes, it is in frontal axis, flexion and extension. And another movement in vertical axis, that is pronation and supination. Okay, it is only two axes: frontal, flexion, extension, and vertical, pronation and supination. And what is the shape of elbow joint? If you want to describe shape, it is difficult because it is different articular surfaces participate in this joint. That is why first we describe shape between humerus and ulna. We said that it is articulatio humera ulnaris. And this joint is hinge joint because this trochlea humeri joined together with incisura trochlearis of ulna. That is hinge joint. Then joint between capitulum humeri and head of the radius, it is spheroid. And joint between ulna, incisura radialis of ulna, and circumferentia articularis of radius, that is cylindrical joint. It is hinge, spheroid, and cylindrical. And whole this joint, we said that it is biaxial joint. Compound, biaxial joint, it is, we have hinge, spheroid, and cylindrical joint in shape. Next, ligaments. Between medial epicondyle and incisura trochlearis of ulna, we have ligamentum collaterale ulnare. Between lateral epicondyle, from lateral epicondyle start ligamentum collaterale radiale. This ligament goes to the head of radius, separates into two bundles, and anterior bundle attached in front of incisura radialis, and posterior bundle attached behind of incisura radialis. And last ligament, it starts from incisura radialis in front, surround head and neck of the radius, and attach behind of incisura radialis. This is ligamentum annulare radii. It looks like a ring. It surrounds head and neck of the radius. Three ligaments: collaterale ulnare, collaterale radiale, and ligamentum annulare radii. Next joint. Next joint, that is joint between head of the ulna and incisura ulnaris of radius. That is distal radio-ulnar joint, articulatio radio-ulnaris distalis. It is simple, only two bones, cylindrical joint, and uniaxial, and combined. This joint, movements in this joint, only pronation and supination, or medial and lateral rotation in this joint, and it is in vertical axis. And in time of this movement, proximal joint between radius and ulna, the same moves. That is why it is this joint, distal radio-ulnar joint, is combined with proximal joint. And tell me please, is it elbow joint, is it compound joint or not? Oh, sorry, is it combined joint or not? No, because in time of flexion and extension, movements only in this joint. All another joint not participate in this movement. That is why it is not in time of pronation and supination. Yes, in this case, elbow joint or proximal joint between radius and ulna work together with distal joint. Yes, in this case it is combined. This and this joint, they are combined. But in elbow joint, it is possible movement where only this joint moves. That is why it is in general, elbow joint is not combined joint, but in time of pronation and supination, distal and proximal joints work together. Next joint.